Hey guys, so I wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about my weight loss journey that I've kind of been on. I haven't talked about it too much, but back in September of 2024, I actually started on a GLP-1 medication. I started on Mounjaro, which is also known as tirzepatide. And going into this decision, my whole life I have been heavy. I hover around 350, 360. I have for many years, despite the fact that I do a lot of things right. I work out 5 days a week. I weight lift. I did a little cardio, although I have picked that up a little bit. But I've been a weightlifter for many years, and I'm very consistent with that. I know that a big portion of probably why I haven't lost weight is portions, because I eat pretty clean. I don't eat a lot of junk. For years and years I have eliminated all sugary drinks. I don't drink soda. I don't drink sweet tea. I use sweeteners and everything. If I do add a fake kind of sugar, but so I've made a lot of changes to try to get to a healthy weight. My A1C has been normal for quite a while now, and so now it's just like I really needed a boost to see if I could try to lose weight. And I had heard a lot about the GLP-1 medications, kind of restricting your calorie intake in order to help people lose weight. So in September of 2024, I started, and that first month is just a loading dose. They tell you you're not really going to see any changes, but it's just to kind of get used to the medication. It gives you some pretty crappy side effects. You get nauseous, fatigue, an upset tummy, and things like that. So the loading dose actually went by very well. I didn't notice anything at all. And then for October, November, I went up to the 5.0 milligrams and experienced some of the side effects there. And so I ended up staying on that for two months to kind of get used to it. And then December and January, I moved up to the 7.5. And so again, experiencing the nausea, the body aches, the fatigue, and just felt crummy for a majority of those months. And I could tell that, it really was restricting my calories at the time. And compared to how many times a day I was eating, sometimes I barely eat once a day. So I although I wasn't tracking it, I know that my calories were much less than I was eating normally. So come to my surprise at the end of January, when I weighed myself, and I'd kind of been periodically weighing myself. So I weighed myself at the end of December and then at the end of January. And to my surprise, I only lost 4 pounds in January. And I was pretty defeated, because not only did I feel crummy a majority of my week, every week, but I was still lifting despite feeling crummy. I was still, I wasn't eating crap. I was doing all the right things, and I only lost 4 pounds. And before you guys say, well, you're lifting and you're probably gaining muscle, the truth is, it is much harder to actually gain muscle than it is to lose fat. And so there's no way that I was gaining enough muscle to replace fat. And with as much as I was restricting, I can't even believe that I only lost 4 pounds. It's pretty crazy. So at the beginning of February, I started actually tracking what I was eating, and not because I thought I was maybe eating more than I thought I was, but I knew actually how little I was eating. I was trying to actually kind of keep up a little bit with the protein to support my weightlifting. And so since the beginning of February, I downloaded MyFitnessPal to kind of track everything that was coming in. And on average, I eat about 1,400 calories a day. So just to give you an idea, according to the app, if I want to lose 2 pounds a week, which is a safe number, with my exercise, I could eat up to 2,500 calories a day. And some days more, depending on what routine I do. but 2,500 calories a day is what I can eat to be in a calorie deficit. I'm only eating 1,400. And most of those days, even the 1,400 calories is a challenge. Again, I'm kind of trying to make myself eat in smaller amounts throughout the day to at least hit a certain number of protein. I'd love to get over 100 grams of protein every day, but that has definitely not happened. So I've been tracking it, and finally, for some reason, this month, it's kind of finally made a turn. So since the beginning of February, I've lost 13 pounds, which is a total, from when I started, a total of 45 pounds. So I know it's not a small number, but for someone who's been as big as me, I really thought that the weight was just gonna melt off. But now, here 5 months later, I feel like I'm finally starting to feel good. I feel like I have a lot more energy. I'm noticing that my joints don't hurt as much. My muscles aren't getting as sore. And I obviously am not having like the symptoms that I was having. And I haven't had, the last 2 weeks, I haven't had nausea or really an upset stomach. Although, part of this medication, it does slow down your digestion, which does like allow gas to get trapped, which for someone who's not used to having that kind of feeling, it is painful. So that is not a fun side effect. But for the most part, the nausea, the body aches, the fatigue has kind of disappeared in the last 2 weeks. And I really hope that from this point, I'm kind of now on the other side of the hill, kind of in a fat burning mode, and hope to keep losing weight. I have a lot of weight to lose, obviously, and the sooner I can kind of get there. I've already established all the healthy habits, so the sooner I can get this deadly fat off of me, the more healthy I'm going to be, and longer I'll live, and all that. So I think I'm going to start talking a little bit more kind of about my experience and what I'm doing. And it's been nice kind of seeing other people's videos on this and what they've experienced, and to not feel like so alone, and just also just the surprise of how long it has taken to actually start losing serious weight for someone as big as me, and is works out as pretty intense as I do, to not start losing weight until about the 5-month mark. So that's pretty crazy to me, but I'm going to talk more about it and kind of take you on this journey with me.